Family, friends, and co-workers are honoring a Central Kentucky paramedic who died after being hit by a car. What an EMS chief says about it.
Danville police launched an investigation into one of their officers' actions on a school bus.
It seemed like a regular virus at first, but now a Central Kentucky man needs a life-saving transplant because of it.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you, and thanks for being here with us. People who knew him say he dedicated his life to helping people. Tonight, they're remembering a Jessamine County paramedic who lost his life after being hit by a car on duty.
John Mackey's visitation continues into tonight at a Nicholasville church. Hundreds of people have showed up there today to pay their respects. Our Phil Pendleton joins us live from Nicholasville with our top story at 6. Phil?
And we are here at the Bethel Harvest Church on US 27. It has impacted traffic. You can see headlights going very slowly through this area. We have seen first responders and people coming here from all over the state of Kentucky telling us that John Mackey was the kind of person who simply loved what he did and died in the line of service.
I've never met a more intelligent man.
John Mackey served with Jessamine EMS for 12 years. Aaron Stamper, the chief there, says he knew him for a decade.
But what made him special, what we can't replace, how much he loved life. We can't replace that huge smile.
There's an empty spot now on the Jessamine EMS squad, an even emptier place in many hearts.
When you walk in the room with Mackey, he was the smartest guy there.
Mackey comes from a public servant family. His wife works for Anderson EMS. His father is a retired firefighter. His father says if any good could come from his son's death, is passage of a bill that'll provide emergency medical personnel the same death benefits as police and firefighters.
So EMS was left out of the language for line of duty death benefits in the state of Kentucky.
And that funeral will take place here at the church in Nicholasville about 2 o'clock tomorrow. And because of this large amount of people coming to this, traffic could be impacted on US Highway 27 between Nicholasville and Lexington through the night tonight until 9 o'clock when the visitation ends, and of course tomorrow for the funeral. In Jessamine County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. People coming to the visitation are being asked to sign a petition that will be given to Kentucky lawmakers in hopes that they will pass what's being called the Mackey Bill. Businesses around Jessamine County are doing what they can to help the Mackey family. Friends say that John Mackey had been working on his family's HVAC system to make some repairs before winter, but he wasn't able to finish them, and right now the family does not have working heat. On Monday, Raising Cane's restaurant in Nicholasville will hold a benefit for the family. They'll donate 15% of sales on Monday to the Mackey family, and the restaurant will be collecting donations all next week. We have information about fundraisers for the Mackey family on WKYT.com.
Did he cross the line? Tonight, a Danville police officer is on paid leave after investigators say he pulled over a school bus to confront a child on board. They say the officer was trying to figure out who had pulled his daughter's hair. WKYT has obtained cell phone video of the incident. Kristen Kennedy has the latest.
Students on a Boyle County Schools bus Wednesday morning weren't expecting an officer to board too, but cell phone video shows Officer Ryan Hunley talking to Joyce Coons' 13-year-old and 15-year-old.
I was mad. I guess it would be the word you'd use. I was really upset that anybody, I mean, no matter if you're a cop or just a regular human being, you know, you don't get on a school bus and do that to children. And you know, it scared him.
Coons says he wrongly accused her sons of pulling his daughter's hair. This happened when police say Officer Hunley, who was off duty at the time but driving in his cruiser, saw the bus outside of this building, a children's place.
Workers at a children's place told us that the bus had stopped, picked up students, and was leaving when Officer Hunley flagged it down.
It's not okay for a police officer or just anybody to get on a school bus and just pick a pair of children out, you know, whether they were innocent or guilty of bothering his little girl, it still gives him no right to do something like that.
The school district is working closely with the police department to investigate, saying since there is no apparent safety issue that was occurring on the bus or traffic violation, we are collaborating with the Danville police chief as they investigate the rationale for the stop. Danville Police Chief Tony Gray said Hundley did go to him and report the incident. He's now on paid administrative leave. In Danville, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The Danville Police Department hired Hundley in August of 2013. New tonight, sheriff's deputies have charged a Laurel County mother they say left marijuana in her 5-month-old baby's crib. They arrested 20-year-old Autumn Martin and the child's babysitter, 43-year-old Aaron Byers. Both faced child endangerment and drug charges. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says they were called to a home in the Corbin Manor apartments for a drug complaint. Once there, deputies say they found a glass jar filled with marijuana along with a glass pipe used to smoke the drug in the baby's crib. They say Martin told them Byers was supposed to be watching the child while she smoked marijuana.
Some schools in Breathitt County were locked down today while police searched for a wanted man. The Breathitt County Sheriff says deputies were in the process of serving an arrest warrant on Brian Smith at the courthouse, but they say Smith ran from them. As a precaution, all schools within walking distance of the courthouse were locked down. The lockdown was later lifted, but police are still looking for Smith. New tonight, a woman who sparked a sex scandal involving the Louisville men's basketball team will meet with NCAA investigators. Katina Powell is expected to talk to them next week. Her attorney said since prosecutors are considering criminal charges against Powell, she thought she should share what evidence she has with the NCAA. In her book, Breaking Cardinal Rules, Powell claims a former Louisville staffer paid escorts to have sex with recruits.
Police are working with the Catholic Diocese of Lexington to investigate an unusual theft case. It happened late last month at the chapel inside St. Joseph Hospital. The diocese says someone stole a container that holds the Eucharist, which is the bread used in communion, and for Catholics, it's considered sacred.
For Catholics, the consecrated host, or bread, is the real presence of Jesus Christ. We consider it is Jesus, body, blood, soul, and divinity.
The diocese filed a report with police today. In a statement from the diocese, Bishop John Stowe called the theft a grave offense and asked for anyone with information about the theft to come forward.
I'll bet you probably noticed those gusty winds when you went outside today, and it looks like they're blowing in some colder air. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, temperatures have been really dropping for much of the late afternoon and early evening now. That push of chilly air, a little delayed, certainly not denied across the Bluegrass State. And at times today, those gusts greater than 40 miles per hour. Thankfully calming down just a little bit. A lot of low 50s here in the parts of central and northern Kentucky, still clinging into the southeastern corner of the state to a couple of readings that are greater than the 60-degree mark. And your Defender radar network, nothing going on, though some clouds starting to filter back in here across parts of northern Kentucky. That is where we have the second cold front that is starting now to work toward the south. Chilly, windy conditions out ahead of that, and colder weather coming in. Look at that big push of snow into parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan over toward Minneapolis. We're not expecting anything like that, but that is some colder air that settles on into town as we go through tonight. Chilly out there this evening. Nothing we can't handle with thermometers into the 40s and some gusty winds. The focus of the forecast when I come back in less than 10 minutes will be on a colder weekend that sets the stage, guys, for another big-time storm system into next week. A 7-day forecast that has a lot of action when I come back.
Chris, thank you. This week we saw firsthand how organ donation can save lives. Nicholasville paramedic John Mackey died and donated his organs and now lives on through others. Tonight, a Frankfort man knows what it's like to be on the waiting list for an organ. Tonight, he sits down with us to talk about how coming down with a simple virus has him waiting for a life-saving gift from someone's family.
It's a beautiful fall day. I mean, I wish they all could be like this.
If there is one thing to be said about Terrence Coomer, he loves life. In 21 years, he and his wife Harriet have shared the ups and downs of marriage.
I've never had a best friend till I met him. He's my best friend.
The 6-year military veteran will tell you his life has been defined by one thing.
I'm a hard worker. Everybody knows that about me.
And Terrence has worked hard in construction to support his family.
The last project we was on was at Commonwealth Stadium.
Terrence never saw that job finish.
It was here working construction at Commonwealth Stadium that Terrence picked up what he thought was a cold. A brief brush with sickness soon turned his world upside down.
You know, like a stomach virus is what it was like to me.
In 2014, that bug Terrence says he picked up from a coworker ran its course. But after, Terrence was still lethargic and not feeling right.
I'm out front like, come on, guys, let's go. Let's get these tools up. But I was the one dragging behind.
What Terrence didn't know was his health was quickly declining.
A doctor came in and she said, you're in bad shape.
It was his heart, and a virus, doctors say, could be the culprit.
There are viruses, particularly a virus called Coxsackie B virus, that we know can attack the heart. Not in everyone.
Dr. David Booth says what happened to Terrence is rare, affecting between 10 and 50,000 people.
It's not only that the virus itself may bring about damage to the heart muscle, but in many people what appears to happen is the virus confuses the body's immune system into thinking that their heart is not theirs.
Terrence received a pacemaker, but this September his health was declining again and he was sent to the VA hospital in Nashville. Terrence is now on what he calls his miracle drug, Milrinone. While the booster drug for the heart is helping, it's not enough. He needs a new heart.
We're packed and ready to go.
The Coomers are now waiting for that phone call to tell them a heart is available. His doctor is optimistic.
Everything in him sets up to where for him to get a transplant, I think, will be a great thing.
The Coomers are now urging anyone who will listen about the value and importance of being an organ donor.
So important for life, you know. You know, your death could be somebody else's life.
For Terrence, it's a race against the clock, but he's not letting his failing heart cloud his outlook on the life he loves so much.
I don't know what the big picture is, the big plan is, but I know there is a plan for me.
That there is. Terrence is in Nashville right now, and if a heart doesn't come before tomorrow, he will undergo another procedure. It's called an LVAD to help until a heart becomes available. And for more information on organ donation and a way to support this family, just look for this story a little bit later on WKYT.com.
The million-dollar question, how likely is it that Terrence will get a heart transplant?
Boy, that's a good question. So Terrence needs a heart from someone that is the exact same height, weight, and blood type as he is. It can come from a male or female, but his doctors are really optimistic that that's going to happen. And ironically, both Terrence and his wife were both set up to be organ donors before this ever happened. So it's kind of coming full circle. What they hope to do after their own deaths is now where they face themselves right now. So he has a great outlook on life, and you appreciate that. Just great folks.
Yeah, we wish him and his wife the very best. All right, thanks, Amber. Once again this year, the Kentucky Horse Park will be lighting up for the holidays. What's being planned for Southern Lights next?
And then a special honor that's close to our hearts here at WKYT.